Hey, what's up, everybody? So I wanted to weigh in on the DNC chair race, which I think by next week is going to be decided. They're going to host their elections. I want to say on either the 23rd or the 24th. And as of right now, there's pretty much two people who are running that are probably going to win. Like the two major frontrunners are Keith Ellison and Tom Perez. Keith Ellison is a congressman from Minnesota. He's a progressive. He was one of the original backers of Bernie Sanders. He's the person that I'm personally rooting for. And on the other side, you have Tom Perez, who is President Barack Obama's labor secretary. I think he held some other positions before he became labor secretary under Obama. And he sort of is part of the establishment, Clinton wing of the Democratic Party, if you want to call it that. And my thoughts on it are that if Tom Perez is elected to the DNC chair, then the Democratic Party has already lost in 2018 and 2020. Like, there's no reason for me to, weigh in on like the election cycles of 2018 or 2020 because it's already decided. Because the same policies that have caused the Democratic Party to lose over 1,000, different like state seats across the country or state legislative seats across the country. They've lost Congress, they've lost the Senate, they lost the office of the presidency. Right now, the Democratic Party has pretty much no power except to pretty much protest and voice their opinion. But at the end of the day, the Republican Party is in complete control of our government, at least federally. And when it comes to governorships and the majority of state senates and state houses. And I believe that Tom Perez is going to continue those policies and cause the Democratic Party to lose even more ground because in 2018, there's going to be a lot of Democratic senators up for election. I think it's like 30 Democratic senators will be up for election versus 11 Republicans. And this election, they were supposed to retake the Senate. That didn't happen. They only gained like two Senate seats. They gained a couple of House seats, but in 2018 midterm elections, they might lose some, which would make them go even deeper in the hole. But I believe that with Keith Ellison, on the other hand, a person who will actually stand for the American worker, talk about issues that affect people every day, I feel like a very genuine person. The difference that I see between Perez and Ellison is that there's like this clip on MSNBC where I forget what the guy's name is, but Perez was being interviewed by him, and he basically told Perez because he was Perez responded to a question by basically just talking in slogans and not really dealing in specifics or going in detail about the question. While Ellison, on the other hand, when asked about how is he going to engage white working class people or working class people in general, he said, I don't think we can make our reason to exist to be fighting Trump. Our reason to exist has to be fighting for the American working people. The overwhelming majority of folks who go to work every single day hope to make enough money to retire someday, hoping to make enough to put food on the table and do something good for our kids. That's where it's at, and that needs to guide everything we do. We need to speak to trade, outsourcing, minimum wage, collective bargaining. It's about the money. A lot has been made about the white working class. I think we've better take a look at the working class of all colors. The one thing that unites us all is money and economic opportunity. Is more than money is prosperity and a source of achievement. So I mean, like, he really understands the issues compared to Tom Perez, and I think that this DNC chair race is going to show the American people how the how the party's going to move going forward or whatever, or the direction of the party going forward. And you do have organizations which have started, like Justice Democrats, which want to primary corporatist Democrats, such as that dude down in West Virginia who's a senator who he voted for I forget what he voted for. I think it was like DeVos, or it was might have been someone else, but he voted. He made a poor choice or whatever, and there's talks that they want to primary him, and West Virginia, it's a very like actually I would say it's like more of a Republican state now, um, and a lot of people are saying like you shouldn't primary him because it might be difficult to defeat a Republican, and he's an incumbent. It's usually easier for incumbent to defeat a challenger. Well, and I think it was on the Young Turks or Secular Talk, one of those two, who said that do you think that this corporate Democrat or these corporatist policies, if you ask the people in West Virginia if they like it or not, do you think that he's still going to be in favor, or whatever? But these are the kind of things that I worry about when it comes to the Democratic Party, and if going forward they're going to be a viable party. So that's all I really have to say. Go Keith Ellison. I hope Tom Perez doesn't win. If neither of them win, I hope progressive like Sam Ronan, however you say his name, wins. But I right now I'm hoping that's Keith Ellison, because that's right now is either Keith or Tom, and I go with Keith. So that's all I have to say. Peace.